All right, everybody, welcome to episode number 41 of the Local to Global TNA run. It is May of 2007, which means we are 6 years into this save file. We're sitting at about 41 in the southeast, 25 in the mid-Atlantic, mid-south, and in the southwest. How did I get that much in the southwest? I don't remember. I think I bought out a company. Did I buy out a company? I don't remember. Uh, it's been a minute since that has happened. Merchandise. The Rock sold $200,000 worth of merch. We got about half that, 18% of the way through. If we go to the globe, the wrestling industry is still going up, but the economy is going down. So that is definitely going to be a cause for concern as we continue along, because the last time it went down to rock bottom before it came back up. So we're just going to have to wait and see on that. I don't think there's anything else. I think one of the things that I did gloss over in the previous video was that a lot of the women are going to be let go. We're keeping Alexis Lurie and Beth Phoenix. Everybody else is being let go. They're not being used. I have no reason to keep them, so I'm letting them go. As much as that sucks. That's Mickey James. So that's just what we're doing. We'll probably go back into trying to have a women's division. Actually, where's my product? I'll just turn off the women's division, I suppose. Where is it? Am I blind? Isn't it here? Stables, men's mini divisions. I got men's weight split. No. Oh, I could have sworn there was a thing for that. Oh well. Uh, I digress. There's not really a lot else to talk about. I keep changing this and it keeps not saving it. Come on now. Full Metal Mayhem contract. That's like the fourth time I've had to change the fucking thing. Alright. Team Canada won the tag team titles at Sacrifice. Brock Lesnar defended both of his belts in both matches. Track prestige. The prestige of this championship belt has... Oh my god. Okay. That's a little ridiculous. Let me smother that. Yeah, so the prestige of this one has gone up slowly. If we hop over, if I can X out of this, if we hop over to the X Division one, it has also come up from low up to 51. I think it started off at 25, and the reason why it came up so high is because of a man named AJ Styles just doing things. The tag team titles have been like dead on arrival ever since we brought them in. Not necessarily because we just don't book them. I mean, we didn't have the money for the longest time. Now we do, with the caveat that it's slowly whittling down as the economy gets worse. But we're going to go through this month. We're going to see how it does. We're going to start shedding. This number is going to get smaller as we continue on. And the eventual hope is that we will... Actually, yeah, we're going to let you guys go. I'm going to do this now. Yeah, I'm just going to let you go. Because it's going to be a long time before I feel like we're in a comfortable position to do that. Everybody else is going to expire naturally. Bobby Roode's leaving. A lot of people are leaving. Alex Shelley, Amazing Red. Chris Sabin, Bobby Roode. Yeah. The one bad side about doing all the contractual stuff is that it did not... I didn't get to keep everybody. I lost the Motor City Machine Guns, great tag team, lost Bobby Roode, Sonny Siaki, a ton of guys that I would have liked to have kept, but they're gone. Never to return. So that's just how it is. One thing I didn't show in the last episode, if we pop over to their finances, I'll get rid of that third window. UPW did take a hit, $96,000 in the hole for that last month. They spent way more money on workers. They spent a lot of money on the show costs. And they also did a lot of training, because I guess they upgraded their dojo. They spent $100,000 upgrading it. So that's where their losses came from, is here. However, a lot of their per month stuff didn't start till halfway through the month. And Daniel Bryan, something I completely, in the edited version, something I never even mentioned was that, yeah, Daniel Bryan's here, and he's making like $150,000. And he didn't show up. Yeah, he did not show up until when? Because it should be on this list. Right there. He didn't show up until about a week into it. So there's still about another $40,000 that was not taken off of that. So we'll see how things go for them, because right now that's our. I mean, you got the WWE, you got WCW. We're not competing with them yet. Our current hurdle is UPW. If we can jump over them and move ahead, I would say that we have done well in this stage. We have a ways to go before we get to medium. We'll actually probably hit 40 in Mid-Atlantic and Mid-South, and probably Southwest before we get to 59 in the Southeast. But I digress. With that, I'm going to go ahead, go to the end of the next show, and I'll meet you when I'm done booking it. See you later. Alright, here we are. TNA Explosion, whatever, held in front of 518 people, about 40 people more than last time. We start out with a Vision promo. Rikishi's here for the first time in a while, and The Rock walks through how his guy, his champion, the corporate champion, the people's champion, Brock Lesnar, defended his titles magnificently, putting himself and the group over, so on and so forth. We then follow that up with Low-Ki and Elix Skipper, Triple X, before I'm naming them Triple X, taking on the Brain Busters. Tom Cohen, Lance Cade, and the Brain Busters win a 44 segment rating. We then follow that up with a Raven promo, because he's going to be taking on Maven in the upcoming match, and he's essentially talking about how he's going to put down Maven. He's going to beat him because that's what The Rock wants, and how he's like, oh, I'm listening to a higher power. We're not going the higher power angle. We did that with Daniels, and then he left. Maven comes out, hits him with a missile drop kick, and wins the match after Punk interferes. Similar to what happened with Brock Lesnar, Punk comes down. I don't want to have it be another chair shot, but Punk comes down, hits Raven in the back of the head, forearm or something. Referee doesn't see it. Maven hits the missile dropkick and wins after a very short match. A 50 segment rating. We then followed up. CM Punk grabs a mic and goes into the crowd and cuts a promo on The Rock saying his time is now. He wants his contract mandated World Heavyweight title rematch at the next pay-per-view. This is no longer a request, it is a demand, backed by contractual obligations. Keep in mind, I believe, I could be wrong here, I think Punk's suspension, quote-unquote suspension, wasn't supposed to end for about another 5 days. So I'm going to go look and make sure that's right. If that is right, storyline time, baby. Batista versus Chris Hero. A nice little match over here. 53 segment rating. We're good with that. We have Jimmy Rave and MVP out here having a good 5-minute angle, 60 segment rating. Rave is getting ready for his match against Samoa Joe. MVP comes back in, and reminiscent of old promos where the two of them were together. MVP's trying to, hype up Rave before he goes out and gets obliterated by Joe. I shouldn't say obliterated, he lasted about 15 minutes, but this is an old match we've done. 62 wrestling rating, 52 segment rating. We then followed up with, after the match, Samoa Joe is celebrating. Dwayne Johnson comes down. And he's like, "I want you to be you to be a part of the Vision, and if you come into the Vision, I will give you the X Division Championship." And Samoa Joe's like, I'll think about it. And then we move on to the main event. Oh God. Uh, oh, I didn't do more time. Damn. John Cena, AJ Styles, Jason Cross taking on Simon Diamond, Chris Mordetsky, and Ken Anderson. AJ Styles shown in this match. He was an 82. That might be the highest I've ever seen out of him. A 43 segment rating, so that's definitely not how we want it to end. We still get a lot of popularity from it, so that still works. About $9,000 in the hole. Fine with that. Tri-State area went up by 1. Also fine with that. And that is the end of the show. Okay. Chris Sabin's gone. Christian York's here. Here we go. Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is coming. Oh, hell yeah. Alright, so yeah, I did this. I skipped, because we started off on Tuesday. Skipped a day. Cody Rhodes is leaving WCW. Or he wasn't leaving, but I had him shortlisted. I made an offer. WCW matched the offer. And he's coming to TNA. What the hell am I going to do with him? I don't know, but there he is. 78 charisma. He's still pretty down there, but he is an amazing babyface. He is also a control freak. This might be a guy. This might be, if the Punk experiment doesn't work, this might very well be a situation where we put him in the figurehead spot, because Punk is still there. Brock's in the wings, and if for some reason Brock doesn't work, then we'll try to throw in Cody, and we'll see how that goes. Viewing number 107,000 people. Some people's time or contracts expired. Stop that. Okay. I think that's it so far. We're sitting down about $13,500 in the hole. And we'll see how that goes as we continue along. So I'm going to pause here, and I'll meet you again at the end of the next show. Alright, and welcome to the next episode of TNA Explosion. It is held for 504 people. Jesus, that's 14 people less than last time. At the beginning of this, yeah, that's a really weird note to have here, but let me get to it. The Vision comes back out. The Rock asks Samoa Joe to come down. Samoa Joe in full gear, and Joe joins the Vision and is awarded the TNA X Division Championship, getting it off of Brock and putting it on to somebody else who is a member of the stable. That is a 76 rating. Did pretty well. In that same thing, he also made a couple matches. We'll get to them later. La Parka versus Low Key. Just put two guys out there. Hope they have a Low Key banger. And they kind of did a 54. Low Key beats La Parka with a sit-out Fisherman's Driver. We then followed up with a number 1 contenders match for the TNA World Tag Team Championships, America's Most Wanted versus the Haas Brothers versus the Brainbusters, and the Brainbusters win, with Tomko getting the pinfall victory over James Storm, a 48 segment rating. We then followed up with the first of two. The first of two matches that the Rock made. First one was a handicap match. CM Punk, who violated, well, technically, depending on how you look at it, he was suspended for a month. Well, now you get into a thing, because technically it was 28 days, 4 weeks. So you run into a thing where technically, February is 28 days. That's a month. We can finagle that all we want. His punishment is he has to go take on Raven and Samoa Joe. The joke is on Dwayne, though, because CM Punk wins because Samoa Joe chokes out Raven. Turned out Joe... Oh, wait. 61 segment rating. That did way better than I thought it was going to do. Fuck you, Raven. Uh, After the match, they have a promo, and Joe said, I just joined to get the title. I don't give a damn. He and Punk make up their differences, considering uh, their differences. They'd wrestled each other in the past. They had a feud in the past, and they are putting that aside. We then come up with the second match. Jesus, the second match that was made by The Rock. Big tag team thing going on. We got Styles and Cena taking on Batista and Brock Lesnar versus Shane and Cross and Maven and Mike Sanders. The winners are Batista and Brock Lesnar. A 67 match rating. I'm very happy with how that went. And after the end, Batista hit the power bomb to put away the guy, and Brock pushes him off. Gets the pinfall victory. Batista's pissed. The two of them get nose to nose, and Dwayne comes in to try and break it up. And he starts trying to talk to Batista, and Batista's not having any of it, and he walks out a 66. We take that $9,000. Oof. Alright. It'll all be worth it. That pay-per-view revenue's got to be what puts us over. 125,000 people. Oh, that's a new record. No. Sacrifice at 140. I guess that's a new TV record. Because if we go to viewerships, yeah, Sacrifice is the most. That's the second most. That's a pretty damn good show. I'm very happy about that. God, we're really pulling for that pay-per-view, man. We need that to work. Anybody got any problems? Yes, there's a lot of people that got a lot of problems. The Rock has minor problems. Why are you... Oh, you don't... Who's on the booking team that you don't like? Fine, I don't know who is on this team that you do not like. Oh, I added some people to the team. I added Jim Cornette, Chris Hero, and Scott D'Amore. That's really about it. I'm gonna go make Triple X real quick. I'll do that on the off screen. So I think there's nothing else for me to do on this one. I haven't gotten anything about any of the other guys I got shortlisted. Actually, I guess I could show you the short list. We have Batista. We have Bob Sapp. We have Brock Lesnar. Oh yeah, that's right. Carlito had his really bad neck injury. We got Benoit, Jericho, Cage, Cody Rhodes. Wrong button. Cody Rhodes is on the team now. Do we have Doug Basham? No, we don't. We got Ken Anderson. Oh, Ken Shamrock. Ken Shamrock is coming up. I'll have to think about that. Briscoe, The Undertaker. Yeah, I had Nick Mondo here for a minute. Petey Williams, we had him. He's going away. Prince Justice, he's got 500 more days. Shad Gaspard, Samoa Joe, we have him. Remove him. Austin is coming up in about what would that be, 8 months? Dolph Ziggler's coming up in about 5. So there's a couple guys coming up. Jay Briscoe is currently unemployed. Okay, well, I'll give that a gander. The only problem is he's a freelancer, so he's not going to stay for very long. Eddie Guerrero's coming up in 2 months. Okay. Carlito, if it weren't for the fact your neck died, I'd be really interested in giving you a job. Bobby Lashley, who's got 200 days, and Road Dogg. Well, I tried and that just wasn't going to work out. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop the recording. I'll see you again at the end of the next show. Alright, here we are at TNA Explosion number whatever, held in front of 519 people. We start off the show. I actually went and typed it out this time, so I hope you enjoy reading. The Rock comes down and he announces a couple of things for the upcoming pay-per-view, which is in 4 days. The first one of which is that the World Heavyweight Championship match between Lesnar and Punk will be a 60-minute Iron Man match. Along with that, Samoa Joe will defend his X Division Championship in a gauntlet match, kind of as revenge, and announces something called the Battle Bowl. And what the Battle Bowl is going to be, there's going to be 8 competitors. They're going to compete in tag matches. They're going to be randomly slotted into tag teams, and then those tag teams will wrestle until you get to the final pair. And then that final pair will face off against each other. The winner of that pair getting a World Heavyweight title shot, and the loser getting an X Division title shot. As of now, the confirmed participants in the Battle Bowl are AJ Styles, John Cena, Mike Sanders, and Maven. The other 4 spots will be determined tonight. Every match is one of these qualifying matches. First one of which, ooh, okay, they have good chemistry, but God, that segment rating was awful. Shane and Monty Brown had a 10-minute match, and Michael Shane got hurt. Ooh. We then followed that up with the contract signing between Brock Lesnar and CM Punk. Just verifying everything going over. Brock comes out, of course, with Dwayne Johnson, and when CM Punk comes out, he brings with him Mick Foley as his backup. And the segment ends with like no shenanigans, no aggressiveness at the end. Surprisingly cordial, 77. We then followed up with another match. Simon Diamond versus Christian York. Christian York's debut match. And Simon Diamond wins after about 14 and 3/4 minutes. 44 segment rating. We then followed up with Samoa Joe cutting a promo in the back, or doing an interview in the back, and Dwayne comes up to him and essentially says, "I'm going to make your life a living hell as much as I can." We then followed up with Jimmy Rave versus Chris Hero, and Jimmy Rave wins a 50. So right now, the other 3 contestants are Michael Shane, Jimmy Rave. Oh God, who is the other guy? He just won his match. Oh no, hold on. Oh, Simon Diamond. Yep. Uh, and then we have a Jeff Jarrett promo because he's in the main event. It will be him versus Jason Cross, the winner of which will take up that last spot. And Jason Cross wins the match. He is the final participant in the Battle Bowl. 55. Blown eardrum, 7 days. Can be worked through. That's going to suck for him. Only about $4,500 spent on that. A couple popular points. One in the Great Lakes, one in the Midwest, one in Puerto Rico. That's not bad. Yuto Aijima. Nice to see you. Alright. Anything new? Oh, Barry Windham's gone. Frankie Kazarian is gone. Just a bunch of the contract things coming to an end. There's Michael Shane. Explosion figures, 113,000. That's not bad. Yeah, alright. How many people we got on the roster now? 100. Alright. That'll go down as time goes on. That'll get smaller. What did I want to look at? Broadcast revenue. We still got 2 more shows. We're actually making a lot of money in broadcast revenue because people are actually starting to watch the show now. Any of these? That's just sort of Puerto Rico. A cable-based. They're enormous. I don't know if we... Because we have DirecTV, the other WWE is on in demand. I am curious. Do I have a specific deal with them? Yes, I do. Wait a minute, there are 53 episodes remaining of 60. Negotiate? Still 4 episodes remaining on the current deal. I am very confused here. Because this is going to expire in December. There are 53 episodes remaining of 60. We've only done 7 We've only done 7 since getting you? That does not sound right. Oh well. Let's see if we work, because they're open to negotiating with us. So if we made a new deal for events, what could we feasibly... Is 60 all the way at the bottom? Why would I have done 60? We did 12. They don't want to give us that. That's fine. Graveyard. Uh, Prime time. Oh, we could do early evening if we paid them money, which I don't want to do. 15%. I don't think that's any different than what I'm getting from DirecTV. I mean, yeah. Actually, DirecTV gets me Puerto Rico, so I guess I won't touch that. And I'm also kind of now concerned. Because does this mean I promised 60 shows? Because I don't remember doing that. It is 15%, yeah, so it's not very different. Hopefully there's not a penalty for that. Because if there is, I might have problems. that would not be good. Dwayne's already making $109,000. Upgrade progress is going pretty fair. Alright, I'm going to pause the recording and I'll meet you again when we get done with Hard Justice. Alright, and welcome to TNA Hard Justice being held in front of 1,700 people in the Southeast. We have the first in a pre-show. I guess the first round of the Battle Bowl matches are in that weird 30-minute period or maybe hour-long period before the pay-per-view where it's like you can see some of the wrestling and then you could still buy the pay-per-view to continue on. The first match is an absolute banger, a 70 segment rating with some of the better performers that we have on the roster. Jason Cross and AJ Styles defeat Mike Sanders and John Cena after Styles pinned Mike Sanders with the Spiral Tap, a 70 segment rating, with then followed up with Jimmy Rave and Michael Shane taking on Maven and Simon Diamond, and the latter team wins their match. One of the reasons being Michael Shane being injured. He wasn't at full capacity. Still a 57 segment rating, and the next match will be Cross and Styles versus Maven and Diamond. Now we're actually on to the show proper, and another 57 segment rating. Styles and Cross win again. Jason Cross wins this matchup, and we go to a little bit of a break for Styles and Cross. They did just have back-to-back matches. We have a Brock Lesnar promo, a 65. He's not well known for his speaking abilities, but he's hyping up essentially what he's going to do to Punk when he gets his hands on him. Following that, we have the end of the Battle Bowl, Styles versus Cross, a 71 segment rating. And AJ Styles wins the match in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Going to the third fall, he wins with a Spiral Tap, a 61 segment rating. Styles will get an NWA TNA World Heavyweight Championship match, while Cross will get a X Division match. We followed up with a Team Canada promo, hyping up their tag team match against the Brainbusters, which they win in just under 10 minutes, a 54 segment rating. We then have the X Division Gauntlet match, the first match of the 3 matches Samoa Joe is going to have to fight is against Montel Vontavious Porter. Samoa Joe wins with an Emerald Flosion, 54 segment rating. We then followed up with him versus Nigel McGuinness. He wins again with an Emerald Flosion, another 54. And then he takes on Bautista, and Bautista wins the match, hitting him with a Batista Bomb and winning the X Division Championship. And he aligns with the Vision, a 50 segment rating. CM Punk does a promo hyping up the main event, hyping up his reclamation of the title that had been wrongfully taken from him. They go out and they go to a 60-minute draw. CM Punk drew with Brock Lesnar in a 60-minute Iron Man match, with each man getting 2 falls apiece. An 82 wrestling rating. That's the best match that we've ever done. The segment was a little, because it dragged in the middle. Oof. However, Brock and Punk are exhausted. Dwayne comes down from the aisle and tries to, grab the title, grab Brock, and being like, yeah, it's a draw, it's over. Jarrett comes out and says, if you'll read the contract that they signed, there is a clear thing that if there's a draw, the match gets extended until, next fall to a finish. So then the match rekindles, and CM Punk beats Brock Lesnar with a top rope pedigree. In my headcanon, here's Brock gets up, goes for like a super F5 from the top rope. Punk elbows his way out of it, puts him in the pedigree, and does it. And nobody kicking out of that. And Punk wins back the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, a 65 segment rating, a 66 show rating. That was pretty damn good. We're going to give that to Punk, Brock, and AJ. Always got to give it to AJ. Pleased, happy. Made $115,000. Pay-per-view revenue was over 100,000. Ticket sales were pretty damn good. Ticket sales actually paid for the workers. Actually, ticket sales paid for everything, and then some. Wow. 42 in the Southeast. Everywhere else went up a point except Great Lakes, Midwest, and Puerto Rico. That's pretty damn good. Another good pay-per-view. And that's what we need if we're gonna, claw our way up. Male. 143,000 buys. I think that is a new record. I think it beat the previous one by like 3,000. Which, hey, I will not complain. I will gladly take that. Yeah, about 3,000 more people bought this one than the last. That is what we want to see. 42, 26. Hey, we got some more yellow on the screen now. That's nice. Canada and all of these are still in the red. But that's after we got rid of YouTube. There's not a lot of reason to do that no more. He's focused to the United States. No, this is just in general. Damn. Because I would like to get some more international viewing, but I can't reconcile that with like YouTube. I would like to keep using YouTube for like other places, but because that would not mesh with my TV sources, that's not going to go well. Ticket prices, the next jump up is going to be at 47. Cheap is where you get the $2 one, so that's fine. All right. I think we are good to continue. This was a really good show. I'm very happy about that. 98 workers at the moment. That'll keep going down. We need to get down to 50, which, if I did my math right, out of all of the signed wrestlers that I have, not perception, just roll. Out of all of these guys, I have 46. So I got 4 more roster spots I could feasibly give. Actually, no, 3, because I just signed Cody Rhodes, and he'll be here soon. So we'll see what those 3 people are going to be. Or maybe I'll just keep like a stable of cheap local guys or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording and meet you again after we're done with the next television show. Alright, here we are at TNA Explosion number 19. I got them numbered now. We start off, Punk comes out celebrating with his title, finally reclaimed, as he is putting himself over, and crowing, essentially, to a certain extent. Cena comes out and demands his rematch, because keep in mind, Lesnar won it off of him, back when they had the Full Metal Mayhem match, cashing the contract, beat Cena the day he won the title, and he never got his rematch. So Cena said, I should get my rematch now. Lesnar and The Rock come out, and Lesnar says, I am just as entitled to a rematch myself. And as Dwayne picks up a microphone and goes to talk, out comes AJ Styles, who, by virtue of winning the Battle Bowl, He is also guaranteed a title shot as well. So there's one champion and three contenders, and The Rock makes a fatal four-way cage match at Bound for Glory for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship to deal with all of this. Lesnar does not look happy about it, but that is the match that is going to take place. We then follow that up with the announcement that to get the competitors in matches, there's going to be a four-way tag team match. Styles' team versus Lesnar's team versus Punk's team versus Cena's team. They all have to go out and find partners for the main event. We then move on to another Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. Just between some of the other tag teams that we had lying around. America's Most Wanted, the Haas Brothers, the Brainbusters, and the Dark Knights. And the winners are the Haas Brothers when Russ Haas wins. A 44 segment rating. We then followed up with a Vision promo. Batista, newly minted into the group, is in the back. However, he has a match tonight with Christian York. Non-title X Division match. So Raven steps in and is going to be Brock Lesnar's tag team partner. Speaking of Batista versus Christian York, Batista goes out and defeats Christian York, a 47 segment rating. We have a segment with AJ Styles, and out comes Air Paris, his former tag team partner. So Styles has his partner, and then we're going to see who everybody else has. CM Punk comes out first and brings out Colt Cabana, who has not shown up on this show forever. And as a result, that's the first team out. Air Raid comes out. John Cena comes out and brings out the debuting Matt Morgan. And the Vision comes out, Brock Lesnar and Raven. And the winner is Matt Morgan after he pins Air Paris with a choke slam, giving John Cena's team the victory. Oh, wow. John Cena and Matt Morgan showed excellent chemistry teaming together. I finally stumbled my way into one of those. That is what I kind of wanted to see. A 54 rating. Ooh, okay. That surprises me. About $6,000. We gained one in Great Lakes, one in the Midwest, and a couple elsewhere. But oof, that's kind of surprising. That was a drop down in quality because there's just so many tag team matches. Michael Shane fully fit from injury. 113,000 people. World One is going to go bankrupt if they don't. They're just going to go bankrupt. They're like $50,000 in the hole, and their best month they've made $500. So they're not getting out of that. We're at $600,000. We got one more show. We've already got more broadcast revenue than we've ever had before. Our ticket sales actually beat out the month where we had 2 pay-per-views. Sponsors are going down, merchandise is going down, but that's because the economy is going down, which is not what I want to see. That having been said, I don't think there's anything to look at. I've already got it all pre-booked, so that's already taken care of. We got more time for that. So I'm going to go ahead and skip to the next show, and I will see you all when we're done booking that. Alright, here we go. TNA Explosion number 20, held for 543 people. The final show of the month. Dwayne Johnson. Jeff Jarrett comes out first and announces, as he is the owner of the company, he is going to take a more hands-on role. During this time period, for the last couple of years, he's been the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. He will still remain the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, but he's now going to spend more time focusing on oversight of the general manager, Dwayne Johnson. Johnson comes out, they have a bit of a heated argument, even though they already had a match before. Dwayne had assumed, well, I beat you, so that means we're fine. The answer to that is no. We then move on to the next match. For two guys who who did not click, they had a 56, so that's pretty good. Joe defeated Shelton Benjamin with an Emerald Flosion. John Cena comes up, cutting a promo about being denied just a one-on-one match, which he believes he deserves. Okada, this young Japanese boy, comes out, rails against Cena for complaining about getting a shot, because he's still getting a title shot. It's just not the way he wanted. While a guy like Okada isn't even booked, and they end up going out having a match. Or essentially, Okada challenges him to a match. Cena accepts. Cena wins the match relatively easy. 51 segment rating. We then have a uh, bigger angle. Punk, the champion, is talking with Jimmy Rave and X Division #1 contender Jason Cross, mainly because they have a 3-on-3 match against the Vision tonight. Because Lesnar's going to take on Punk in the cage. Batista's taking on Cross at the pay-per-view. Rave is here, and the other guy on the other side is Raven. So, I guess. And then they go out, they have a pretty good match, all things considered. A 60 segment rating. The storyline lost heat, but that's fine. Styles comes out, cuts a promo, then goes out and wrestles La Parka, and they did not click at all. Still got a 59. We take those. Okay, maybe we don't take that. We lost about $5,500, and we got one in Puerto Rico, none anywhere else. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. That's 2 shows. But that did not work. Scandal. Oh god. Scandal engulfs Steve Austin. 42-year-old Steve Austin finds his career in the balance tonight after a major scandal broke out with him after being caught up in a sex scandal. The incident has caused a media storm and looks to have made him so toxic as to be virtually unusable by any wrestling promotion unless they want to face serious backlash from irate fans and sponsors. What the fuck happened? What? Oh, did he get released the same day? Yes, he did. He got fired. Wow. Okay. What in God's name happened? 126,000 people. Yeah, I'm good with that. All of the women have left, by the way. Huh. That's wild. That, I can't believe that. He's still wrestling? No, he's a retired wrestler, and I'm going to bring him in for his popularity and sell a bunch of shit. He's unwilling to negotiate now, but we'll see how things go in a while. I mean, the same thing was true for The Rock, and then it's like a perfect storm came in, and I was able to get him. Actually, no. I think it was really easy to get The Rock, if I remember right. It was like, I noticed him, I hired him, and then as time went on, then I was like, I'm going to try to make you exclusive, and he said no. That was not the end of the month. We got one more day. So we are now down to 84 wrestlers. Jack Bull. Well, I can tell you who's not going to be in this, halfway mark thing. Oh no, that's not the halfway mark. There's another thing. Austin Aries walks out on TNA. Raven walks out on TNA. Scorpio Sky walks out on TNA. Wow. Cody Rhodes joins. Mikey Henderson walks out of TNA. Bye. I don't care. We got #1. Cody Rhodes is here. We made $61,000, which is $8,000 more than the previous month. That's mainly up to the pay-per-view revenue being higher, ticket sales being higher, broadcast revenue being higher, a lot of things being higher. Sponsorship was lower, but merchandise was higher. We spent a ton of money on workers. That's a lot. Merchandise paid for that mostly. As long as that's a 1-to-1, everything else should wash out pretty well for us, all things considered. I'm going to keep an eye on Austin, because I know it says, I know what it says, but did that add anything? No, it's easily marketable. I don't know what the hell that did. Okay. Because it didn't knock down his popularity at all. It just caused WWE to fire him. And it doesn't look like WCW are going to hire him. Otherwise, I think they would have extended the offer already. Yeah, alright. Well, that is the end of the month. We are 2 days away from figuring out this. I pray to God it works. But we'll just have to see. I'll see you all again in the next episode. Have a good night.